How are you, Brody? It's a pleasure to to be here with you.
Likewise, likewise. So I wanted to start this off really quickly. This is our first time meeting over Zoom call, and just wanted to ask you very quickly how you got into neuroscience and what are your interests behind that?
Okay, first of all, my name is Mercelena CEO. I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia, and I'm a business manager. It's my bachelor degree. I started all this stuff about brain training club since 2016, and because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder about uh, maybe 15 years ago. And in that case, I concentrate so deeply in my recovery. And since 2011, I'm in remission. And that's why I start being an activist and an advocate about all the important stuff about mental health awareness and releasing stigma in this topic.
That's wonderful. I also had my struggles with brain trauma and brain injury. This is originally how I got into studying neuroscience. About 4 years ago, I had brain surgery on a cavernomus malformation in my left frontal lobe, which is essentially a benign brain tumor, and it was leaking blood into the rest of my brain. And before that, I struggled severely with mental health and addiction issues. And I had no idea what was going on with me and why I was making certain decisions. And so I learned the power of neuroplasticity and how I could heal my brain by taking the right actions, thinking in different behavioral patterns. And I've come out of the other side very good.
Totally agree with you, Brody. Uh, there are some exercises that we can make that help our neuroplasticity and other ones that do the opposite. Can you share with me some exercises that you made to that recovery of your addiction?
Yes, most simply, I will take um, I will take and use my hands and body in different ways that are abnormal. For instance, like I'll put up 3 fingers and two, and then circumvent them down, and then quickly change patterns, because that's really working your cerebellum, your basal ganglia, and other areas, strengthening neuronal components of that. So those are some of the interesting things I do. Of course, I'm big on nutrition and meditation, huge proponent of meditation. Anything that gets you outside of your comfort zone, but not too much. So you want to.
Okay, like when you're playing the piano. I also play a little bit of the piano. I was in classes when I have 10 years old, and it's an exercise typically like the one that you're saying with the fingers, because you have to have the shorts in one hand and making the other melody in the right hand, and it's very challenged that instrument. Also, when you brush your teeth with the hand that you don't used to use, riding bicycle, Sudoku, there is not evidence, scientific evidence that mm, the games like maybe stimulates your brain, but it can work if you maybe combine with other exercises like you was told ago, like yoga, meditation, reading, studying. You can drink wine. One red wine is also very good. Sex
Yes,
with
absolutely.
your partner, of course. And yes,
Safely.
yes, that's right. And you also was asking about a topic of uncertainty, complexity, and all the ambiguity that we have living in this year 2020. In my case, my work is in my laptop. I am an academic researcher, and I don't have quite big changes this year in that stuff of my work. But the maybe the social distancing is stressful, and being in your home all the time can be stressful. I manage my stress in that way, maybe doing some new hobbies in like making video. I start learning making some design, branding, and that make me like a little bit of flow in the daily routines. And you? Can you share with me what do you did this year?
Absolutely. I have really just gone into staying busy, as you would say, as you do as well. So I'm very structured with my routine. So I'll get up at the same time every morning. I will stay consistent in my habits, and that absolutely takes my attention off a lot of the negativity that's unfortunately going on right now. And I try to limit the amount of screen time. Of course, we're all in this digital age, and I do use my smartphone and my computer a lot. But there's like one day out of the week that I'll try to cut down on my screen time, and reaching out to family, trying to stay connected um, to nature if possible. Of course, I'm a very busy individual, but nonetheless, that's just some excellent things that you can do in, not putting all your focus, energy, and attention on the negativity.
I'm agree, and also disconnect to connect is the sentence that we can use in the to summarize the thing that you already shared with us. Maybe all the economic, social, relational work spheres, all that uncertainty in this age of technology that you already said. But I think that one quote of Alvin Toffler, the illiterate of the 21st century will be known those that who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, relearn. Because in this age of technology, we have to focus on developing new skills, not only learning new things, on learning those we already learned and building new ones, and all time innovating in our own projects, in our own goals, in our own maybe dreams we have not changed the target, but change the strategies that we are gonna have in that step to get to our goal. And I think that that topic that Alvin Tolfer shared with us, he already passed away, I think last year or 2 years ago. He was a real visionary and philosopher, because I have been reading them since I have 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
One book, La Tercera Ola. I don't know how to say it now in English. I read it in Spanish. The third wave, I think. I don't know if that the name in English,
It could be.
but he told about all the types of families that all he have a movie of the what we're living at this moment, about one maybe a half of century ago. And other books I also can share, it may be Brain Rules. Brain
Mhm.
Rules of John Medina is excellent. Also, I can share with you The Battlefield of the Mind of Joyce Mayer, an excellent neural scientist. And also in Spanish, I have one, Usar el Cerebro, Facundo Manes, is excellent. You have some books that maybe can share with our audience?
Absolutely. I've had quite a few books that have changed the course of my life. One of them is The Brain That Changes Itself is one that I'm reading right now by Norman Dodge. And it is just
Excellent title.
incredibly remarkable how adaptable we are as human beings. And you mentioned that skill acquisition and adaptation, how quickly you can adapt is very important in these times. So
Yes.
if you read that book, it will describe to you how plastic in nature everything is. Everything from our movement patterns, thinking patterns, and they even mentioned that we have sexual plasticity, which I found to be very interesting, which means like that we are all everything is changing from moment to moment in time, and that was probably one of my favorites. I'm big on Jim Quick is another individual. He talks about super learning. His book's called
Ah, okay, yes, I follow him. He's
Limitless.
awesome. I
A
like
lot of
that.
people
I
love
like.
Jim Quick, and so those are probably my two favorite brain books. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a big into reading.
Thank you, Brody. In it's other topic that you also share with us. It was about Christmas. How is Christmas and the awareness of this season, New Year and Christmas, to think of all the people that in this time doesn't have anything,
Hmm.
also doesn't have maybe family that can share, or maybe doesn't have enough money to buy toys, or maybe have a dinner with the family. And in my case, my mother passed away about mm 14 years ago.
Mm.
And then Christmas really doesn't involve at all with me, but
Hmm.
I try to work so much in this time and try to over over maybe other people are having party, making holiday, celebrating, and I'm not. I'm quite focused on my project, and also building an e-commerce. I want to start a mental health collection, a clothes collection, and I'm really focusing in that topic. And in your case, what do you do in Christmas?
Very cool. I am originally, well, I grew up being half Jewish, half Christian, I guess you would say. So we celebrate a little bit of Hanukkah and Christmas, but
Okay.
these times are really
I
difficult for
love, I
people.
love, I love Jewish culture. Look, I read this book is about Kabbalah.
Uh-huh.
I love all Kabbalah books. I read it all the time and have a great wisdom, great wisdom.
It's a very interesting tradition. And as I was saying, that a lot of people are struggling during these times, and it's only amplified and magnified due to the isolation and the seasons, and just knowing that there's always someone you can reach out to, and people truly do care about you, no matter who you are and what situation you're in.
That's
And,
right.
and seasonal uh, affective disorder, SAD, is very big during these times. So you're going to want to take vitamin D. You're going to just know that there's more solutions for mental health than there's ever been in the history of mankind. So if you
You're
just
talking about season affective disorder?
yes, yes.
I'm gonna have a podcast about that, but in Spanish. I'm gonna have a podcast about that. My partner, the one that also talk about narcissism,
Mm-hmm.
she is gonna talk about the disorder in 10 days. Later than your podcast will be that one.
Qué buenísimo. Suena excelente.
Great. Okay. What do you want to share with us? Something special, maybe that you can share one message to all the people that want to learn about neuroplasticity, about brain stuff, about exercising the brain, about all that. What do you want to share?
Absolutely. I believe that empathy is our superpower, and being empathetic is just a string of information from the other person that you can gain insights into that you wouldn't know otherwise. So empathy is our superpower, and the more empathetic we are and the more we practice it, we get better at it. So and giving back to others is such a big key for increasing your mental health and obviously helping others. So those are the two main things I would love to share.
So that I'm agree with you, Brody. In my case, I think I have heard at one time about one friend that says that empathy is the gateway for compassion. When we are empathetic, we can be more than only an active listener. We can go broaden, and we can connect not only with our friends, only with not only with our friends, also with our community and the world as a whole in that case. And also, I love connection with people. I don't have too much friends. I have few friends, but are a treasure for me. And also a quote that have John Lennon, he used to say, I get by with a little help from my friends. I
Yes.
think that first of all, if you have a a little niche of intimate friends, you can go and pass by troubles, problems, struggles, and you can go ahead with all that stuff. And
100%.
I think that that's the meaning of life: connection with others, more
Hmm.
above acquisition of things and material things and money. And we all need money too. It's a resource,
Yes,
but it's an energy, a resource, but to share with the others.
absolutely. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you
Likewise.
the best of luck in your endeavors and throughout your pathway through life.
Thank you so much, Brody, for inviting me. And it's a pleasure also to me to have this conversation. And let's keep in touch.
Absolutely. Adios.
Bye bye, friend.